Yeah, yeah. So yeah, everything was good. Just to try to make hello. Am I audible? Hello. Y- yeah, am I audible? Okay, okay. Yeah, everything was good, but it will be like zigzag. Anyway, it's a first time I know. Whenever you are going. Yeah. Yes, yes. Can you like? Yeah, no problem. So just write like before during real time. Just prepare a script regarding only introduction part. So first tell your experience and in which company you are working and in which project you are working, in which domain that project belongs to, and try to tell about yourself that you have played a key role in your team and you have done this some critical things, and just tell that if they ask do you know Docker, yes I know Docker, then give him a chance to go deep dive. You don't tell anything, just whatever he asks, try to answer in 2 or 3 lines. Then after he will go deep dive and he will ask. You don't give a chance. Without asking, you have told that you know Kubernetes, right? Let him ask. So yeah, coming to, do you know like what is the difference between this? Hello, voice cut ఉందా? 1 minute, ఒక్క నిమిషం. Hello. Yeah, now it is fine. ఇప్పుడు క్లియరా? Still background voice. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Do you know like difference between this virtualization and Docker? What is this virtualization and Docker? Difference between? Okay, okay. సో వాళ్ళు అడిగినప్పుడు virtualization కంటైనరైజేషన్ డిఫరెన్స్ అడుగుతున్నారు కాబట్టి ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ మనం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి. సో ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ virtualization అండ్ కంటైనర్. సో కమింగ్ టు virtual machine, you are taking the whole operating system, but coming to container you will not take the total operating system, only the required components you with minimal OS you are going to take for container. But coming to virtualization, you are going to install the virtualization software. On the top of that you will install the total operating system. On the top of that you will run your application. So you need to pay an amount for your virtualization as well as your operating system. But coming to Docker, you just install a Docker. On the top of that you will run your application as a container. So this is the main difference. And coming to Docker, it's a open source and it's run in Linux containers, so it's a free and there will be no charge. So at the end it's a very benefit for the organization. That's the reason people are shifting to containerization, and it's a very protective. In the same way, if you want to scale that up like container, you can use a clusters like Docker Swarm or Kubernetes. Okay, what is Docker? Do you know? యా. సో ఇక్కడ మనం వాడు అడిగింది డాకర్, సో ఇక్కడ నువ్వు వెర్చువలేషన్ కూడా యాడ్ చేసేయచ్చు. సో వాట్ ఈస్ డాకర్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ డాకర్ ఈస్ ఎ కంటైనరైజేషన్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్. సో డిప్లాయ్ యువర్ అప్లికేషన్. So what you will do in Docker, first you will convert into a Docker image, and the Docker, using the Docker image you will create a container. So you can store the Docker image into different repositories, and there will be you can maintain the versioning. ఇలా చెప్పేయాలి సింపుల్గా ఒక 2-3 లైన్స్లో. So you can deploy that image into different environments. It may be development, it may be test, it may be production. So you can use the image. Depending upon that, you can deploy into by using the same image. You can create a container in different environments. So adi docker container ante enti? Okay. ఓకే. సో బేసికల్గా నన్ను అడిగితే నేను చెప్తాను అంటే డాకర్ కంటైనర్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ యువర్ అప్లికేషన్ విల్ బి రన్ ఇన్సైడ్ యువర్ డాకర్ కంటైనర్. సింపుల్ అంతే. దాని తర్వాత వాడికి ఛాన్స్ ఇవ్వాలి మనం. ఇంటర్వ్యూలో యూ నీడ్ టు ప్లే విత్ ద ఇంటర్వ్యూవర్. ఓకే, వాట్ ఈస్ డాకర్ ఇమేజ్? Yeah, the basic requirement of the container was to image. So without image we cannot able to create a container. So in order to create a container we need a docker image. So we will use the docker image to create a container. So that is a docker image. Okay, what is Docker Hub? Docker Hub is a registry where you can store your images, and in that registry you will be having multiple images. You can utilize that images for your application. Okay, do you know the architecture of Docker, like how it will work? Okay. So basically, yeah, like what I have asked, I forget. Okay, okay. నేను కావాలని చెప్పానులే అండి. So Docker architecture is nothing but, yeah, you are right. Everything, whatever you said, it's perfect. So just I want to repeat. So in Docker architecture is nothing but like we will having a Docker daemon and Docker client. So whenever we execute any commands, that is Docker image ls Docker container run, so that command request will go to the Docker daemon. What will Docker daemon do? Docker daemon will create a container. How it will create a container? First it will check in the local repo whether that image is available or not. If that image is not available locally, it will try to download that image from Docker hub. So using that Docker image, we are going to create a Docker container. So coming to the process, so first we will write a Docker file. So using the Docker file, we will create a Docker image. So every request, whatever we run, we will run it as a Docker client. The request will go to the Docker daemon. At the end, Docker daemon will create a container. So Docker daemon will be having it will create a some container, right? That container will be created using a namespace. So whatever whatever you have created, right, container, that container will get some CPU's RAMs that will be provided by CNAMEs. Sorry, control groups. Using that control groups, it will get some resources. నేను ఎక్స్ట్రా చెప్పాను బట్ అంత అవసరం లేదు, నేను జస్ట్ మీకోసం చెప్పాను అంతే. Okay, do you know this? What is this Docker file? I heard many times. Okay, okay. Okay. So, yeah, whatever you said, right, but we should not explain deeply. So, if you ask what is a Docker file, so Docker file is nothing but a text file. Using the text file, inside the text file, we will be having a like number of instructions. Using that instructions, Docker file create a image. అంతే, అక్కడికి ఆపేయాలి. దాని తర్వాత వాడు డాకర్ ఫైల్ లోపల ఏముంటాయి వాడు అడుగుతాడు. Okay, do you know like what is this Docker Compose? No, Docker Compose is nothing but if you want to create multiple containers. No, no, Docker Compose. If you want to create Docker Compose is nothing but a YAML file. Yeah. Oh, yes, yes, you are right. See, a Docker Compose is just a YAML file which contains details about your services, networks, volumes, right? For setting up the applications at a time. Yeah. And do you know what is this Docker Swarm? So Docker Swarm is nothing but a cluster. Yeah, using the Docker Swarm, you can able to deploy like multiple containers in multiple hosts. You can add multiple nodes to your server, so you can run your applications into different servers. So do you know this namespace? What is this namespace in Docker? So yeah, namespace is nothing but a kernel feature. So using that namespace, Docker will create a isolated environment, nothing but container. Using that namespace, it will ఇంతకు ముందు అందుకు కావాలని చెప్పాను నేను. Using that namespace, it will create a container. After creating the container, whatever the resources it is getting, right, CPU RAM, from where it is get from C group, sorry, control group. Yeah. సో అసలు కంటైనర్ ఎలా క్రియేట్ అయ్యింది? నేమ్ స్పేస్ ద్వారా క్రియేట్ అయ్యింది. నేమ్ స్పేస్ ఏంటి? నేమ్ స్పేస్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఎ కెర్నల్, లైక్ లైనక్స్ కెర్నల్ ఫీచర్ విచ్ ఇస్ built in from day one. So Docker is also using that built-in feature called as namespace. Using that namespace, it is creating a Docker container. Okay, do you know like what is the life cycle of Docker container? So Docker lifecycle is nothing but you can create a container, pause, unpause, start, stop, restart, kill, destroy. So this is the life cycle. సో చెప్పాను కదా, కంటైనర్ స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చు, స్టాప్ చేయొచ్చు, పాజ్ చేయొచ్చు, అన్పాజ్ చేయొచ్చు. కంటైనర్ని రన్ చేయాలంటే అదే కదా లైఫ్ సైకిల్. కంటైనర్ రన్ చేస్తే రన్ అయ్యిద్ది, స్టాప్ చేస్తే స్టాప్ అయ్యిద్ది. కంటైనర్ ఇక్కడ మేజర్గా కంటైనర్ని మెయింటైన్ హైలైట్ చేసాం కదా. So yeah, like this, I used to conduct a mock interview for every candidate, whoever attend. For like I charge tool wise, so whoever learn the tool, I used to conduct a mock interview. So Gnani didn't prepared. He, like I think 2 days back itself we have completed the Docker. So Gnani didn't have that much of time to prepare. But even though he performed well in this mock interview. So yeah, Gnani, I already prepared some interview questions for you. So before interview you can just read this, and I will try to prepare it and I will share you to your email. Just go to, so from here I just asked you the questions. So these are the questions I have prepared. I will I will look over, I will refer some more articles. If there is any questions I will add it and I will share it to you. Yeah, yeah, sure. You to prepare and I to prepare some questions. Then we can. Sure, sure. So then I can able to tell like you are ready for the interview or not, depending upon that mock test. But you are 50% ready. You can able to crack a job 50%. I can say that. Without preparing, you performing well. Yeah, hi Mansi. Yeah. So that part also I am going to tell. So coming to project, you can take some Jenkins. Inside the Jenkins you can run your Docker. Just you can try to create a some basic Jenkins file and put that in your Docker GitHub and practice that one itself. Try to explain that in the interview. So for that part also I will prepare some document. I will share that, so you can follow that. Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Mansi is like she don't know Telugu. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Gnani. I didn't expected that. Thank you so much. Okay, 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 okay. ఓకే. సిఐసిడి పైప్లైన్ అదా? మ్మ్. ఓకే. అదే. అవునవును. అంటే మీరు ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ నేను డెమో ఇచ్చాను అది చెప్పమంటున్నారా? లేకపోతే నేను టూల్ వైజ్ చార్జ్ చేస్తాను అది చెప్పమంటున్నారా? ఓకే. 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 Okay, so yeah, thanks Niani for that. Like actually, I don't like I complete DevOps. I use it to explain, but I don't charge as a package. So I recommend you to. So I will guide you. So you already have my number, my contact details. I will share with you. I will just guide you to learn. Okay, and depending upon the motor like market requirement, I will guide you to learn that specific tool. So I will explain every tool to you, but I'm preferring you to pay an amount for tool wise. So if first try to learn one tool, if you are okay with my like whatever I'm delivering, if you are satisfied, then after come to other tool. So if you pay at a time, so we cannot judge the situation, right? We get some situation where we don't want to learn other tools. We don't have an interest to learn the tool. So that's the reason I don't charge. So I will just charging a tool wise. But coming to Kubernetes, I need to cover nearly too much topics. So in Kubernetes there is a too much services which doesn't need to get a job, but if you after getting a job inside you need to work some regarding in Kubernetes. So I need to cover the total concepts. Even if you get a job, after getting the job they will give some tasks. So I will cover everything in Kubernetes. But coming to Kubernetes, it will take nearly, I just mentioned in 15 days, but it might take 20 days as well. So only for Kubernetes I'm charging 5000, but remaining all tools I'm just charging 3000. So just learn like as per the market. I will just go to naukri.com. I will just enter DevOps engineer. I will keep 5 years. I doesn't care about location, so I will just click on search. So if you see TRH consultancy, they are looking 5 to 10 years. Excel HR solutions, they can able to pay up to 15 to 18 lakhs. So I let me check these three. So it is majorly mandatory skill. If you see Docker and Kubernetes, mandatorily they are asking. If you know Docker and Kubernetes, you can directly crack a job this. You need to perfect. So whatever I've asked the questions, right? Same questions they will ask in the interview. Anyway, I will share that whoever like could join in my course, I will prepare for them total interview questions as well as mind map for the reference. So I will provide, because whatever you have invested I need to give, and like whatever you have invested you need to satisfy it. So you no need to go some other person. So if you loan from me, that is enough to get a job and survive in the industry. So you no need to go to some other person to loan another things. So I'm not running a business as a passion. I'm like delivering these classes. So from past 2 years I'm doing this. So now at present I'm getting 3 or 4 people, but usually I used to give only for one person. So if I want to build this business, I can like promote, but I don't want that. I just prefer only 1 or 2 candidates in my sessions. Even one person learn perfectly, that is more than enough for me. So yeah, if you just learn Docker and Kubernetes, they will mention many things, but just focus on mandatory skills. If you know this, just try to apply. You need to perfect in Docker and Kubernetes. Whatever they have asked, if you can able to answer that questions, they will doesn't care about remaining part. They will just focus on it because the requirement is only Docker and Kubernetes. So if you are perfect, you can able to answer that questions, they will blindly select you. In the same way, if you see here also, they are asking Docker and Kubernetes. So that's the reason I'm telling, just learn Docker and Kubernetes, update your profile, start attending the interviews. You will get an idea. I'm not telling you will get a job. You will not get a job, but you will at least get an idea how industries are expecting. You will get, if you attend one interview, like depending upon the interviewer what they are asking the questions, so you will get an idea. Depending upon that you can plan further. So in the same way here also, AWS, so it is asking cloud, GCP and AWS. Even if you know AWS, it's enough. So it is, if you can see, they are asking Terraform. So depending upon the resume, you need to convert your introduction as well. So if they are focusing Terraform, you need to tell that yeah, I have experience in Terraform, I have done some infrastructure creation using Terraform. Where in AWS cloud, you can mention Azure as well. So like this you can able to like apply to different jobs. So as per the market, you need to learn that tool itself. Some people will try to learn this all tools. So they just try to learn all these tools and they will try to attend the interviews. So if you learn these all tools, you will forget. So while I'm asking the answerable interview questions, you get a like regarding Kubernetes like in the mind. So then you cannot able to prepare every tool, right? In Docker there will be different topics, in Kubernetes too much topics. That's the reason, just focus on the tools whichever market is expecting, be strong in that tool, try to attend the interview. If you crack a job, then you no need to invest more amount. First focus will be just you need to enter into the job. After entering the job, anyway it's a requirement, you will survive automatically. So after getting into the job, after getting a salary, anyway first 1 month no one will give you a task to work. So during that 1 month you can at least focus on upgradation of your. So first you need to enter into a job. So if you want to get a job, I will like prefer to you like learn Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform. Then after, just Jenkins, using the Jenkins, add this Docker and Kubernetes and create a project using Git, Jenkins, Docker and Kubernetes. Make one simple project, explain that same project in the interviews. So I will tell what to explain in the interview, then definitely you can able to crack a job. So nothing but that's it. There is no any rocket science, there is no real time and all. So you need to prepare a project and you need to explain that project neatly in your interview. So coming to real time tasks, I'm going to tell during Docker, and whenever I explain Docker, I used to tell with Docker. So in Docker I have deployed nearly Python, like .NET, React.js, like many technologies I have converted into a Docker file, and I've created Docker container out of it during my Docker sessions. So coming to Docker, if I show you, So I already completed this Docker sessions. So if you see, I've prepared 14 days of content. So I already completed the Docker batch. Now at present I'm planning for Kubernetes. So Terraform also I have completed, but Terraform I just have 5 days. I need to add more, but now I have completed the Docker session. Now I'm planning for to start Kubernetes from this Monday. So I am not take any amount from you. Just attend 2 or 3 classes of Kubernetes. If you like my presentation, whatever I'm delivering, if you like, then from third day you can continue. So from 8th May I'm planning. So daily there will be only 40 minutes. I will try to max 40 to 50 minutes session. So that is 10 to 11 a.m. I will not prolong this class. So now also I'm getting right 11 a.m. So this is demo session. It's not an issue, but coming to real time sessions, I will take 10 to 11 itself. I will like majorly I will try to up to 1 hour. It's depend upon you. If you want to continue further, I can. But I just mentioned 15 days, so I've added extra as well. So within 15 days, if it is doesn't completed, I will prolong, because we are just learning. I'm not running any institute, so to complete within the time. So depending upon time, we can like increase the days as well. Yes, yes, yeah, sure. So even if I like go far from 1 hour, just remind me like 1 hour is completed, so we can continue from another day. So I use it to forget and continue. So from Monday, whoever interested, just text me in Telegram. So I will share the link. So you can directly join first 2 days. Then after, depending upon your requirement, if you are interested, you can continue from third day. If not, whatever I have explained, right? So for every for suppose recently I completed the Docker. So for every day, whatever I speak, the content, everything will be written with screenshots. You no need to prepare notes as well. Whatever code I have used, whatever the commands I am going to use, everything will be provided. So I have given the code here. It will be confusing, right? So for that also I have separated. So if you see Docker files, so day one content, whatever I have used the code, everything will be there. So if I go to day 4, in day 4 whatever I have written the Docker file, the Docker file content will be there. So whatever you have invested, you will be satisfied 3 or 4 times more than that. If you are not satisfied, I am ready to reback the payment. So if you see Benchair, they mentioned Kubernetes and Docker. So that means market is demanding only Docker and Kubernetes. If you know this Docker and Kubernetes, along with this, try to learn Terraform. If you learn these 3 tools, no one will stop you to get a job in DevOps. Yeah, there is a huge competition in the market. If you learn perfectly, if you can answer questions, everything, you will definitely crack. So if you see, only for 3 to 5 years experience, they are providing 25 lakhs, up to 25 lakhs. Only subject matters, skill matters. If you have a skill, no one will stop you. So if you see, they have highlighted Docker, containers, working knowledge on containers, Docker. So how you will get the working knowledge? I will tell you the Docker, you need to practice a lot. Whatever I told you, right? If you practice it and try to tell that, like I have deployed a Python application inside a Docker container, I have deployed. So you can see Python, I've explained Node.js as well for Gnani. So I've explained Docker as well. So hands-on experience in writing scripting language. Okay, it is asking scripting language, but I've deployed Python into a Docker container. So scripting is nothing but it is asking Python. If you know JavaScript, but they will mention you no need to know everything. So they will just mention because people should not apply more for this job position. They will mention many things, but at the end they will not consider in the interview. People will just stop applying by seeing Python. They will not apply this job. For that purpose they will mention these many things, but at the end they will not expect you to get that basic knowledge is enough. So they are mentioning AWS and like continuous integration, continuous deployment. What is this? I am going to tell you, no need to worry. So major focus was, if you see, this is major focusing on AWS. So you need to just go through that AWS before attending the interview and highlight that AWS and Docker as they mentioned. Depending upon the JD, you need to convert your resume, your introduction. If you go and explain about Terraform here, you will not going to select because they are mentioning Docker. You need to mention in that you have capability in Docker, because they are not majorly they are focusing in containers and Docker. You need to highlight in the interview in AWS. If you try to tell some other tool, they will not select because they are looking for some other tool. You are explaining some other tool, so people are doing this mistake itself. They will not check the JD. They will just simply attend the interview. You need to check the background of the company. What is that company is providing? So just you need to refer that company's website and JD at least. Depending upon that, you need to prepare your introduction. So before attending interview, you need to at least prepare. Yeah, that's it for today. If you do you have any doubts? So yesterday also I have conducted the session. So that is a demo session. So I have a recording that I will upload it in my YouTube channel, that is Devops Easy. I will try to upload this demo and that demo as well. You can like rewatch that. youtube.com/ so youtube.com/@DevopsEasy, you will get my channel. So I already uploaded. So Docker day 14th, that is last class, and Terraform last class. Just go through that, you will get an idea how I am explaining, like how I am delivering the classes. So I will upload the demo, today's demo and yesterday's demos as well. So just go through it. If you want, you can directly join from Monday, same timing, 10 to 11 a.m. So exactly at 11 a.m. I will stop the session. So I don't want to waste your time as well. If the content is not happen in 15 days, let it be. We can continue. So if you see IBM, so like this, you need to check. Depending upon that, you need to learn and you need to crack a job. That's it. So even you crack a job after entering also, you can able to survive. That much of content I'm going to deliver. So in 50, I'm taking for every tool 15 to 20 days means. So you can expect how much content I'm going to give. So coming to institutes, they will complete in 3 or 4 days for every tool. So yeah, that's it for today. Yeah, Mansi, do you have any doubts? Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can directly like ping me in Telegram. Okay, guys. Thanks. And yeah, Rakesh, do you have any doubts? Oh, yeah. Hi, Harish. ఉన్నాయా డౌట్స్ ఏమైనా? ఓకే ఓకే, అర్థమవుతుందా? ఓకే ఓకే. ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే. అదే అదే రికార్డింగ్ డే వన్ నుంచి చేస్తున్నారా లేకపోతే? హలో బ్రో, చెప్పండి. సో ఎట్ ప్రెసెంట్ నేను ఓకే, ఎట్ ప్రెసెంట్ నేను రికమెండ్ చేసేది ఏంటంటే డాకర్ హబ్ ఉంది బ్రో. డాకర్ హబ్ అని కొట్టంగానే ఇది ఫ్రీ వెబ్సైట్ అనమాట. ఆల్రెడీ డాకర్ డాకర్ ప్లే గ్రౌండ్. సో ఆల్రెడీ వాడు ఒక సర్వర్ క్రియేట్ చేసి డాకర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసి ఇస్తాడు. సో వెన్ ఎవర్ యూ క్రియేట్ యాడ్ న్యూ ఇన్స్టెన్స్, ఏ న్యూ సర్వర్ విల్ బి క్రియేటెడ్. ఇన్బిల్ట్ దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ డాకర్ విల్ బి ఇన్స్టాల్డ్ ఇన్ దిస్. సో ఇఫ్ ఐ ఎంటర్ డైలీ డైలీ 4 hours. So docker image ls. So you can write your docker file, you can test it. So at present you don't have an account, right? But I will not recommend this. It will stuck a lot because it's a free tool. బట్ నీకు ఇరిటేషన్ వచ్చింది సరిగ్గా వర్క్ అవ్వకపోతే. బట్ అట్ ద ఎండ్ మీరు క్రిటికల్ కాబట్టి మీకు ఏం లేదు కాబట్టి ఈ ప్రస్తుతానికి దీన్ని వాడుకోండి అకౌంట్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసేంత వరకు. సో యా, ఐ విల్ షేర్ దిస్ లింక్ ఇన్ ద చాట్. ల్యాప్టాప్ అంటే నేను ఎప్పుడు ట్రై చేయలేదు బ్రో. 4 hours కంటే ఎక్కువ మించి నేను ఎప్పుడు యూస్ చేయలేదు కూడా. అంత అంత డెడికేషన్ కూడా నాకు లేదనుకో. సో యా, అంత నేను ఎప్పుడు టెస్ట్ చేయలేదు. మీరు ఒకసారి చూడండి. నేను మ్యాక్స్ AWS క్లౌడ్నే యూస్ చేసుకున్నా. నాకు తెలిసి అకౌంట్ బట్టే ఉంటుంది. అకౌంట్ ఎట్ ద ఎండ్ అకౌంట్ అడుగుతుంది కదా. సో అదే, మీకు ఏమైనా ఇష్యూస్ ఉన్నాయా? మండే నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చా లేదంటే ప్రాబ్లం ఏం లేదు కదా? సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ ప్రాబ్లమ్, like if you have any problem regarding the schedule, you can openly tell, because at the end you are going to attend. And I will try to share the course content as well. Now let me stop this recording.